Hey YouTube, it's your girl Nye and I'm back with another video.
Palace, what you cooking?
Why the only one that never lied to me was a scare? Feel like the only one that I can trust is my Glock. Ain't speaking in the streets cause in my cell ain't get no mail. Would you really talk to me if I never call? I've been going through some things and I've been trying to explain, but it's hard to talk. I've been trying to maintain.
So, in this video I'm going to be sharing my experience. I did tear a 3rd degree tear. The worst you can tear is a 4th degree, and that's all the way to your butt hole. So, mine is almost there, but not there quite. What do they feel like when I use the bathroom? Okay, so for this, I'm going to start from my first experience using the restroom after I got the stitches, which is, I want to say 2 hours after I had the baby. So, when I first had the baby, I had epidural, so I had a catheter and I didn't feel it. They took the catheter out and they took the epidural off of me once I gave birth. They took the catheter out before I gave birth just because the way my baby was sitting, it was putting too much pressure on the catheter. It just wasn't working out, so they took it out. So if you cannot pee by yourself after you give birth, they do put the catheter back in, but like I said, your epidural is wore off, so you will feel it and it will hurt. So I was on a mission to use the bathroom. Now my epidural hadn't completely worn off in my legs yet, so I couldn't walk. So the nurse had to like help me get into a wheelchair, wheel me to the bathroom, help me to the toilet, and then help me put my little diaper on that they created. I'm gonna show you what they gave me as like a pad, because I've seen other people's hospital vlogs and they actually give them a pad. What they gave me was a wee pad. If you have a dog, you'll know what I'm talking about. It's the little pad that you put down on the floor to house train them. I guess you could just call it a disposable pad, but I'm gonna show you what it looks like. Mine is a little bit tore up because it was on my rocking chair, because a good tip is to take a couple of them home and put them on your chairs and your bed, because you don't want to leak on anything of your furniture. Obviously, I haven't had that problem, thank God, but if I did, I would have been prepared. So, roll the clip. Okay, so they give you these, and then they give you your pee-pee mat. Well, your disposable mat. And at first it's kind of folded, so fold it like something like this, and then they'll put it in the diaper. Here they are, boom. And then they put it in there. Well, they kind of put it in there before they put it on you. And then they take this big old ice pack pad, and they they stick it to the pee-pee mat, and then they pull it up like that, and then you just kind of have a pee-pee mat diaper. So if you are a person that's naturally shy about showing your body off, I would not be shy, because you're gonna be naked, or at least half naked, most of the time in the hospital, especially if you're breastfeeding. Every doctor, every nurse that came into my room saw a part of me. Like, I was always topless. I was always just pulling my nips out. I was just like, listen, you gotta do what you gotta do. Like, you want me to lift up my leg, I'll lift it up. Like, what? Do you want to see my butt? Because I'll show you my butt. Like, I'm naturally free-spirited. Like, I don't really care. But if you do care, I would suggest you not to care, because you're gonna need as much help as you can get, and the nurses know what they're doing. They've seen this stuff many times before. I can guarantee you they're not gonna think about what your good girl looks like or your titties look like after shift is done. So the first time that I peed, I was terrified to pee, because I heard so much bad stories about how it hurts to pee, and peeing after you give birth hurts more than the actual birth process itself. So I was sitting on the toilet like, oh my gosh, it's gonna burn so bad. My aunt literally told me to put my 2 hands on the ground in front of me so that the pee could go up instead of going down on my stitches, and I was just terrified, and I couldn't even like do that because I was still numb, and the nurse was like kind of outside the door watching me just in case. So I had just let it come out, I guess you can say, and it did sting, but it was literally like 3 drops of pee, so it didn't hurt as bad because I didn't pee as much. I did spray it with the spray bottle like they told you to. I'll show you the spray bottle that they give you. This is the little bottle that they give you at the hospital. Yeah, but that didn't really help. It still stung a little bit, but yeah, that was about it. It didn't really hurt for like more than 3 seconds because it was like a little bit of pee. The bottle that I showed you is the one the hospital gives you. I would suggest you get this bottle. I had this bottle on my shopping list, but of course with everything going on now with the virus, I didn't have time to go to the store to get one, and Amazon was not trying to deliver it until after I gave birth, so I was just like, what's the point? But I would really suggest you to get this one because I feel like this one, you squirty, but it doesn't really hit where you need it to hit, and I just feel like I'm not getting everything I need to get sprayed to clean it because you cannot wipe at all. You can't wipe your front or your back, so you have to like spray it. And that one I heard sprays like really good and it hits that angle, and then this one you have to have like at least half of the water for it to even spray up there. So I would just suggest you to get that one instead of using this one and pack it in your hospital bag. Second time I went pee, the epidural should have been weared off, so the doctor that I was, this is postpartum, I was moved up to postpartum the second time. The first time I peed, I was still in the labor and delivery room. The second time I was moved upstairs, so they just sent a doctor in there to help me to the bathroom. We didn't expect for me to fall, so when my leg kind of like gave out on me, it kind of like buckled. I did go down, but I went down by a wall and a chair, so I ended up catching myself. The doctor kind of grabbed my arm, but like I said, it was so fast and unexpected that like she wouldn't have been able to catch me even if the chair wasn't there, and I would have been flat on my face. And I will get to why that happened in a second, but for right now we're talking about the bathroom. So when I used the bathroom, I did have the spray bottle, and I was spraying as I was using the bathroom, and nothing stung, and everything went smooth sailing at that point. Now, the third time that I peed, I asked Christopher to go fill up the little bottle with warm water because I had to go really bad, and I didn't want to wait for it on the toilet because I would have peed and it would have stung because I didn't have the spray bottle. So what happened was he went to the bathroom and he filled it up for me, and when I went to go spray it and pee, I was doing that until I got done peeing, and when I took the water bottle out, it was still completely full because he closed it. So the whole time I wasn't spraying water, I was just peeing and it didn't stink, and from that moment on, I noticed that I didn't even need to spray the water bottle on there because it didn't hurt, and I was just like, thank God, thank you for looking out for me, because I was not trying to sting every time I used the bathroom. So that was great. Any other time after that, it was smooth sailing, nothing hurt until the 14th. The 14th is the day after I got released from the hospital, which was the 13th. So the 14th, everything was straight until my stitches started stinging. They didn't sting when I peed, they actually stung when I sprayed the water to wipe off after. So I heard that the doctors told me when your stitches start to heal, they may itch or sting, and that's how you know they're healing. Christopher kind of said that's what happens when you have a tattoo, that when it's healing, it starts to itch. So I'm guessing that's just a normal thing that needles have in common. So what happened was they hurt really bad, and Christopher's mom looked out for me, and she bought me these witch hazel pads, which I'll show you now. Only thing I don't like about those is they have a really strong smell once they mix with the blood. So if you don't tolerate smells well, don't put them on, because it is like a really strong smell. Like, it's disgusting. So on the 15th, I tried to use the dermoplast. I'll show you what that is, and I'll show you the one the hospital gave me. This is the one that the hospital gives you. I haven't used it yet. Kind of scared. And then this is the one I bought that I heard good stuff about. I was too scared to use the dermoplast to spray directly on my good girl down there, so what I did was I filled the bottle up. Sorry, it's a bee by the window and I just followed it. Anyway, I'll show you what I did. So I take the bottle and put it next to here. Not that much, just to cover the bottle. Then I fill it with water, and that's it. So in every like postpartum video I've watched, they use dermoplast and swear by it. So I was like, I'm just gonna give it a try. Like I said, I was really scared to use it just because I felt like it was gonna sting. So I just imagined if I diluted it and it hurt, that it would hurt full on, but it didn't hurt. Diluted, it felt amazing, and it made the stinging sensation go away. So I did that for the rest of the day. Also that day, the wipes started hurting. The witch hazel wipes started hurting down there, I guess because it wasn't an open wound anymore and it was healing. So that's what made me experiment with the dermoplast in the first place. When the 16th came around, I got brave enough to spray the dermoplast straight on my good girl, and it felt amazing. You have to get over the first 2 to 3 seconds of it stinging, and then it's like a cool breeze of air, like a cool sensation, and you're just like, ah. I don't think that it hurt really. I just think I expected it to hurt, so my mind was just like, it's hurting, when it really wasn't. My mind likes to play games with me like that, so it may be a different experience for you, but literally it was like 2 seconds of singing, and it was like the best feeling ever, so don't miss out. On the 19th, I started... It's a frog by the window. He's gonna be in my background. Whatever. So on the 19th, I started putting pads inside my diaper. Okay, I know you're like, why wouldn't you just put on panties and put the pad in the panties? But listen, I feel like panties are not secure. Like, they're just too wobbly, and pads are not secure. They fall off and they move and they don't stick correctly. So a diaper is a great support, because even if you leak off the pad, you're still getting held up because the diaper got your back. Plan B. That frog is gonna make me so upset. I'm so sorry. So what happened was, whenever I would wear the diaper, say the diaper was like this, the diaper would kind of like fold in once I close my legs, and the middle part of the diaper would like go directly on my stitches, and it would hurt so bad. So since the pad is a little thicker and more firm, whenever I would sit down, the pad would just stay straight, and it wouldn't like do that folding thing, which made everything just more calmer and not be directly on my stitches. I also wanted to get a donut, like a little donut pillow to sit on. I didn't get it, but I wish I would have, so learn from my mistakes and get the pillow. Does it hurt to poop? Okay. So unlike other people, my pooping experience was great. I heard that pooping like hurts so bad because you feel like you're popping your stitches out, but what I did was I just went to the bathroom, and I took my little, I have like a little garbage can in my bathroom like this big. I took it, put it right in front of the toilet. I put my little feet up on it, and I just sat there for like a good 5-6 minutes, and it just kind of dropped out, and it was just like done. And I was like, oh, okay, that's it. I was terrified. I was like kind of clenching my butt cheeks together because I was trying to like hold it in, but I was like, listen, my stomach hurts. I was holding it in that whole night actually, which I know is terrible, but I was terrified to go to the bathroom. And plus, I didn't want to leave the baby alone for that long, and I didn't want to bring him in the bathroom with me while I pooped, because I was just like, I'm not gonna even do that to you. So I waited till I got some help to watch the baby, and I just sat in the bathroom, and it just came out. I do want to say that I did take my stool softeners faithfully, which is probably why it didn't hurt. So just make sure you got them things on deck. Listen, another thing about your butt is you have no control over your butthole no more. I don't know if it happens to everybody or just people that tear down there, but when I tell you that I have no control over my butt, like when I have to poop, it just kind of falls out. Like I won't even know until I sit on the toilet and I just hear like, and I'm just like, oh, I had to poop. So just be prepared and be ready. The next thing is, since you can't control your butthole, you fart a lot. Not a lot, but you just fart uncontrollably. So you'll just be laying there and you'll just fart. And it's not even like a little ping. It's like a bat, bat, bat. Like 4 or 5 back to back, loud and smelly. I'm guessing because all your stuff was up here when you were pregnant, and now all that space is empty and it's moving down. It's kind of pushing all the air out. And your fart doesn't even smell like poop. It smells like birth. And if you gave birth, you know what I'm talking about. If you haven't, oh my gosh, the smell of birth stinks. Like Chris, as you see in the video, was like all the way down there watching the whole thing, and he said it stunk so bad. And my diapers stink so bad. Like the smell of birth I just cannot stand it. Like, it is disgusting. So your farts smell like that, and I can't stand it, especially because you can't control it and it's loud. So you just better hope that you're home when they happen, because they will happen out in public. Now for the pain. So the first day it didn't hurt, I'm guessing because I was still a little numb, but after that the pain did start kicking in. If you're laying in bed, you're comfortable and nothing is hurting until you have to get up, turn the other way and move your legs, sit up, do anything. That's when it hurts. Getting out and into the bed hurts until you get comfortable. Sitting up to feed the baby hurts, to change the baby hurts. If you're laying down, what happens is, this didn't happen until like 3 days ago though. Whenever I lay down, when I stand up, if I lay down for a long time, like take a nap, like an hour, 3 hours, when I stand up, it's like all the blood stopped going down and just sat somewhere, because you get this pressure and it hurts so bad. It feels like the baby's head is still down there, because I'm guessing all the blood just came racing back, and it just feels real heavy, and you kind of just sit there like a sumo wrestler position, like for like at least a good minute, maybe 2, while all of it's like evening back out. So back to the point, yeah, it didn't hurt until you had to move, which you have to do in the hospital, so good luck. Also, what I did was I took a pillow and folded it in half and put it between my legs and slept with it like that. I still sleep with it like that. It just makes a whole lot of difference. Now for the checkups. When you give birth, the nurses have to come and check your uterus. I believe that's what they're doing. I think twice a day. Do not quote me. When I was in the hospital, I was out of it most of the time. I was extremely tired because, like I said, I was having contractions since the 9th, and I gave birth the 11th, so I didn't sleep for like 3 days, like a good sleep. The longest sleep I had during that whole time was the hour after I gave birth, and that was about it. So I was like sleep deprived, and when I get sleep deprived, I get like this natural druggy, and I just kind of look like I took every drug in the world. So I didn't know if it was day or night. I didn't know what time it was. I didn't know what hour it was. Like, it was terrible. So I think they came in to check twice a day. So what they make you do is you have to turn and lay on your back, which again hurts because turning hurts. Once you lay on your back, they press down on your stomach, I'm guessing to see if your uterus is going down, and then they open your little pad and they see how much blood comes out, which is like, for the first day or two, like a whole blood pool, and it's like disgusting. It's like, dang, like why would you do that? Now I gotta change my diaper, like, ugh. So good luck with that. That hurt for like the first couple of days. I want to say the first 2 days, and then it stopped hurting and not a lot of blood came. How did the stitches feel while they were getting done? So the stitches didn't hurt because I was still on epidural and I was numb down there. I didn't feel a thing. I didn't even feel pressure. I didn't feel anything. And plus I just gave birth, so I was looking at my baby like, oh my gosh, I just had a baby. So I was kind of distracted. I did see her hands like going like this, like I was holding the baby the whole time because I didn't want to see what she was doing, because I felt like if I saw it I would feel it. So I was just kind of keeping myself busy as much as I could. But from the top of the baby, I did see her hands going like that, and Chris said she was doing that as well, so I knew I wasn't tripping. But it kind of just looked like she was stitching up like a giant teddy bear that lost its arm or something. But like I said, I didn't feel it. So did I feel when I tore? I did not feel when I tore. I felt when his head was halfway out. It did feel like, I heard it felt like a ring of fire. A lot of people said that it felt like a ring of fire, but not a big fire, like a little tiny flame. It didn't hurt that bad. It just felt like he was there, and honestly, it gave me motivation to push even harder because I knew I was so close to getting him out. So when I felt that, I was like, bet. I was, oh, like, get out of me, like, now. Does it hurt to shower with them? The first time I showered, again, I will get to the point of what was happening with my leg later, but I could not control my leg. Showering with them did not hurt at all. Christopher literally bathed me that day because I couldn't bend down, and I was holding on to the handlebars in the shower because I didn't want to fall. So that shower was easy. It didn't hurt or anything like that. It felt amazing, actually. Like, after you give birth, your first shower, like, it just hits different. Like, it was just like, ooh. So when I got home, what I did was, whenever I take a shower, this is TMI, literally, if you have a dirty mind, get over it. When I take a shower, I bend down the opposite wall of where the shower head is. So the shower head is right here. I bend down this way, and I put my hands on the tub, and we have a built-in soap holder on our shower wall, so I put my leg on that and I bend down and let the water like hit directly on my good girl, so I can make sure that everything is getting washed, because like I said, I don't feel like the spray bottle does the trick. I don't feel like it hits everything, so I just want to make sure that I'm getting everything washed off, especially after you go number 2. I hop in the shower immediately, just because you can't even wipe your butthole, so I just want to make sure that everything is washed off. I do make the water like a little bit warm or a little bit over warm so that I can feel, because when the water is cold, not cold but normal temperature, I can't really feel if I'm rinsing everything off, but when the water is warm, I feel like, oh, it's warm, that means I'm getting it, and then that way I can like kind of move my body to position where it's getting everything cleaned out, because I'm not trying to get an infection. And I just kind of do that for like 10 good minutes. Okay, so that was the end of my video. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope you guys took stuff out of it. Don't forget to subscribe and like and comment any other videos idea you have or questions. If you don't want to comment them, you can always follow me on my social media and DM me. I will answer whatever you want. I'm an open book. Like I said, I'm free spirited. I will not hide anything. I will let you know detail to detail. But yeah, that's about it. Bye bye.